If you see anyone with 5s in the scores, they're using Berserk mode. So 2018, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent has 800, virtually the same number of games I've done. What have I done? We're virtually identical. 876, and was it 890? Very good. So we have a 2 knights carrow. So in this line I normally develop the bishop and then trade. It depends what you do. You can go for a very attacking line here. It's normal just to take and play e6. So this is just a standard position that you're aiming to get in the 2 knights line. Okay, plays forward, so knight up is the correct move here. It's the only line I basically know in this, so that's why I play it. So if pawn down, you drop your knight back. Bishop down, you can play your bishop up. Or you can just maybe take the pawn first and then play your bishop up. But as with any opening, you're just trying to basically develop your pieces, challenge for the center either directly or from a distance. Get castled, think of your own king's safety, and then worry about what to do. As I say, lots of options for white. You can develop your bishop, you can develop this bishop, you can push your pawn, you can take. So you can move this bishop just to try and get castled. So there's lots of different options for white here, depending on how you want to play the game and how aggressive you want to be. And of course, once this bishop moves, you do have a slight issue with queen coming across to hit your pawn, castle, and then this bishop down. So just something to look out for further along in the game. So that tells me he might want to go this side. So do I want to play a move like bishop up here? If down, I've then got knight up. What does he do then? Probably just bishop back, and I've got knight takes bishop as a move. So here, if we take, well, we could take with a knight. Takes, queen takes. We can throw a check in. Probably not a lot. Actually, I think I'm going to develop the bishop. Bishop up, knight down, knight up. Yeah, let's develop the bishop and just hit the knight. He probably does want to go king side. He probably wants to go king side. It's very risky if you go queen side, but he could do. Could be trying to really mix it up. Yeah, this is why, like I said, I've got a slight potential problem. Queen across and you hit the pawn. If I castle, you've got bishop down. There is knight back and then maybe queen up, but it could get quite sharp here. Or we could go in for a sacrifice. Queen across, knight takes, or bishop takes first, then knight takes, queen takes. So he's actually taken that way. Well, we could take with the knight here, and I guess bishop back, but I like the idea more taking with the pawn in towards the center. And it's the same sort of issue though. Queen across and bishop down is still a potential problem. So he's thrown a check in. Well, that gives us a natural development move, just bringing our knight up. So that suggests he probably wants to castle king side, so I'll do the same thing. But I might drop my bishop back now if he comes down here to pin the knight. Oh, that's the phone. I'll just quickly get that. Right, apologies for that. Just have to quickly answer the phone, so I'll maybe trim that out afterwards. So what's he done? Drop the knight back. So I guess pawn up to attack the bishop here. Rook across, and I guess you're going to do c3. So let's just hit the bishop. He'll probably go back, but he could take. I'll probably drop back as well. So he has dropped back. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. It's mainly on the king side now, isn't it? And maybe I should have dropped back too, because I guess he's got this move as well. But does it now? I'll play h6. Rook across is very natural, but c3, and you think, well, yeah, how are you going to break through? So I think I'll chuck a pawn forward then. He's gone very solid on the queen side, so I'll just maybe try and disturb that pawn structure as long as my own king's defenses hold a bit. Now, knight across, we could use the knights as giant pawns. Bishop back if you come down, possibly. Could I throw the knight forward and sack a knight and a pawn to get rid of that dangerous bishop? Maybe that's an option because he's got the bishop pair I don't have. So knight up, takes, but we get rid of the bishop pair for the obviously expense of a pawn. Oh, he's pushed forward. That wasn't a move I was expecting, so I might actually consider this then. Take, take, queen takes, rook across. If I go up now, what do you do? Counter, I guess, but I've still got a solid position, although my knight. Here down, I can't take, my knight is loose, right? Yes, I think I want to spend a move, rook across, but... yeah, the pawns could get a bit loose here, but I want to make sure I guard my knight so I can take back if you do push. Now, I'm still looking at knight forward. Oh, he has pushed there. So do I take and pawn on here? Or do I push? I think I should take and maybe go up. Let's just push on there. Now, I want to get the knight onto a better square. So maybe the other side of the board, but my queen side could collapse here. Yeah, he's gone across, so maybe bishop back. I don't want to burn all my time, so I'm going to drop the bishop back to guard there. Then my knight's free to move. Say if you play a move like bishop down, the knight can jump across. But now I've got a bit of a problem here, and I can't blockade with the bishop. I guess I can get out the way with a tempo to threaten check. But yeah, it might be worth considering this knight jump forward and give up a pawn and a knight to get rid of this dangerous bishop, and it kind of opens things up as well, but it's dangerous. So that indeed is exactly what he has done. So I like the idea of just flipping the knight across to the king's side here. I don't think I'm going to burn too much time on that. He's probably going to start marching forward, so I've got the knight to one of these squares, maybe queen up at the right moment, but right now he can go to f4 and challenge that. So I'm expecting the pawns to march forward. It could get quite sharp, this one, in the second half of the game. Yeah, he has indeed come forward, so knight up is a move. Knight up is a move to actually directly hit the bishop and the pawn. Actually, I quite like knight e4 there, because I can come back and hit this bishop. And I'd be very happy if he trades, so I'm going to do that. If he trades here, I think that's a nice trade for us. We get rid of that bishop. We attack the bishop now, and we're threatening to come back and hit this bishop. So I'll pre-move in case he takes. I don't think he will, but he could. What are we? Oh, we're up on the clock this game. A couple of minutes, nearly a minute and a half. So we've got a little bit of time. Yeah, depending on what he does. If bishop back, I've also got knight up to hit the queen and the pawn. That's a potential move, but obviously I'm in a bit of a pin here as well, so it's risk and reward, as with every move in chess. Oh, he has given up the bishop, okay. So I do still have knight forward, but his queen guards now. Queen up is not a move. I can't take now, I hang the knight, so I can't take on this move. But I've got knight back to hit the bishop, and the bishop can't retreat. So here, what's his idea? If he can't take here, I take the bishop. It looks like a good move, doesn't it? I've got a square here if I need it, but I'm threatening to take and double his pawns up. He can't take here now, I just take the bishop. I guess you can play queen across and guard, but you still get doubled up pawns, and we're guarding here with our bishop. So he's come forward, but we can just go across and attack as well, can't we? Just hit the bishop. You can't go either of these. He might have to go back here and then get double pawns. I think he's gone a little bit wrong. Now, I could be wrong, of course, but it feels like that. So I'm going to take. Now, rook across seems like a good quick move to me. Rook across, knight down, though. Knight down. I don't want to tie my rooks completely down. Knight down, bishop up. Yeah, I think I might play bishop up first. I want to stop the knight coming down and maybe put the rook on the open file and go after that pawn with the queen maybe. So he's played across. So here or here. I think it's got to be the rook. He might drop the rook back. I've got to give my king an emergency square as well. My opponent has done that already. So surely I take here. take, and say up, and I don't see how he guards that. So queen up or across, does it matter which square I'm on now? Here I'm guarding the pawn. Here I'm a bit more advanced. I don't know if it matters. I think I should go here. Because I'm giving extra protection to the pawn as well as hitting this one. But I've got to give my king a bailout square. Opponent's already achieved that. So I need to spend a move doing that. And the knight could get very jumpy. Imagine the queen and the knight combining on this side. So it's still a lot of risk. So hopefully we're winning a pawn here, but it's still only a pawn. Well, at least for now. Yeah, so he has played knight across, so I think I need to just simply take the pawn. I don't see what the knight is achieving actually there, so I'm just going to take... You've got to guard the knight. So he's looking for a trick, but I don't think it actually does anything. I can't take back now this move, but I think I can just simply drop back. I can't go forward, so what's wrong with dropping back? Again, does it matter which square I'm on? Yeah, if I go on the dark square, it gives you a tempo to attack the queen. So again, I've just got to get one of these moves in. So he's gone after the bishop. Logical. So I guess I want the bishop right back and come this side maybe then. And again, if knight in, I'll just shift the queen. I've just got to make sure my king's got an emergency square. That's the priority right now. I've got a bit of time on the clock here. I've got half of my time left to try and figure things out. And of course, we're attacking the rook this move as well, so he needs to think about that. But equally, if I take now, my own rook does hang, so he could leave it there, and that's exactly what he's done. So, what do we do? What do we do? I think I just want queen across. Queen up deals with this and this, but here you've got a natural attacking move, so I don't like that. So I'm going here. The back rank seems safe. We're still guarding this, so now I'm going to throw my safety move in. Now I can be a little bit more relaxed about the back rank. So do I go here or here? Does it matter? Here? Where's his knight going to go? I think I just come up and attack the knight. I want to try and get the rook active, but obviously if the knight moves now, I can't go there the next move. That's what he's done. But queen across should be good here, offering a queen trade. That should be very good for us. We've gained that valuable pawn. We're reinforcing our a5 pawn. And we're threatening to move our rook and get the rook active now. So he has traded. So again, 2 attack, 2 defend. He could push, which he's done, but we don't have to take. So I think I want my king across. Do I go here now and attack this pawn though? Here, knight in, takes, and that's suddenly a problem actually, isn't it? Yeah. I need my king closer here. Oh, there I can take. And the pawn's on a dark square, which is very, very important here, because I've got the dark squared bishop, so here now doesn't do a lot, does it? Take. It must be right to trade and get the king closer. Just try not to blunder the bishop to the tricky knight, but I've got a dark square to aim for. Yeah, get the bishop out wide. It's going to be a long way to try and get the pawn, or I'm going to try and push like this, but let's try and push. If he comes down again, he's still on a dark square. So he's gone on the light square, so surely I push up here and try and create this passed pawn. He doesn't have to take here, he could let me take, he has done. So now I need the bishop more on this side of the board. But we're trying to deal with this annoying knight as well. So it's going to be a lot of work here, a lot of work. But the knight's not coming forward in a hurry, so let's try and fix this structure. But if that knight gets really jumpy, it could be really difficult to make progress. I mean, how do I push here? So here he wants to bring the knight to one of them. If I come back, he can go here. So here, knight up. Yeah, I think it makes sense to step across. If knight up, bishop back. So he's gone there. So he maybe wants here. So pawn up with a view to back or back. Right, so there. I think I want to push on. Okay, but I have to try and find a way to do this, and I don't actually see how to do it. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? This is probably just a draw. So bishop round the angles. I'm going to try and put the bishop round the angles to protect these pawns, I think. Now I've just got this one to try and keep and try and run my king round. I think he knows this is probably a draw. So here, down, I don't like that. So here, I've got to get the bishop back first. Right, that's done. Now he might get a chance to capture this, but I think I'm all right. So here, back, here. But here, here, here. It's just not happening, is it? The only way in is to run the king all the way around the back. So here, down. No, I can't allow that. I think it's actually a draw. I suspect this is a draw, unless I've got somewhere to trick him. Let's activate the bishop then. Now I can come up, and he's only got this. So is it time to try and fix here now? Here. King in. Here. How do I do it? Let's come back. I just try not to blunder a triangulation with this tricky knight. But yeah, that's the only way to make progress, is to get the king around the back, isn't it? King all the way around the back, and I don't see how. Obviously, I'm in danger of losing it if I get it wrong. But there I can come forward. So, oh. No, I'm going to bail out of this one. I don't see how I win this one. Okay, we got a draw there. He did very well defend that, didn't he? I couldn't see, like, I know the principle to get the king round the back, but I think he can stop it. So let's just see if it was actually level in engine language. So we'll just check that one. We have, what, 68 moves? So they're the move times for both players there. He did very, very well holding on to that. So very well done, very well played. Caro-Kann defense, 2 knights attack. If you click on that there, it'll bring some puzzles up that you can do in the opening. So what I mean, in the end, I'm +3 better, but I didn't see a way to win it. I was +5, and then it's back to level. So in this position, he's blundered. Ooh, so I've got bishop back. So why is that? We'll take a look at that when we flick through it. 79 versus 77 on the accuracy. So at least we're kind of level or better, but there's lots of blunders in the opening, and we've been blundering back. So that's just from move 12. Let's take a look at that then. That's what you're really trying to learn in these reviews, is any opening blunders. We're just going to look at these red bits. So there's been some blunders by opponent, and I've not punished them, so I've blundered back. So we're just getting to that now in here. So c3, and it allows e5, threatening e4. And if you take, knight takes. Oh, and can you not guard the bishop? Queen down. And g6, and I think you're winning the piece, aren't you? I think I've seen it now, of course. So e5, knight across, and you have to allow this, yeah. Oh, that's something to learn for the future, isn't it? So that was actually a free piece in this position. That's so easy to miss. But if you take as well, I'll just play this through. Knight takes, you've got the queen and the bishop. The only way you can defend is here, and you just push the pawn up. Everything for black is guarded, and you can't guard the bishop. So that's something to learn. So that's why I've got a number of blunders, because I've had the same opportunity move after move, and it's just not been on the radar. I've just not seen it. I've had it, what, 5 times, but it's just not a move I considered. So 4 or 5 times, 4 times there. So that's why I've got so many blunders in the game. So otherwise it's very close here. But that's something to learn for the future for this opening. I play this opening a lot. And we've gained an advantage, and we're looking for this bit now, which is move 48. So we'll whiz through to that. Now we're just manoeuvring an awful lot here, but the opponent's defended it very, very well. And of course, we're both getting down to that last minute by the time it settles down. And this is the position here. So I should have played bishop back. So taking here, and I'm still going to be able to step into the box. So you've got to move your knight. Then I should take, not push on. Okay, but now there's a chance for white to potentially push, but this was all good. I've got a chance to push my pawn on now, because the bishop controls the diagonal. Again, not sharp enough this game. So this is what I should have done. And we're just marching down. It's now very difficult to defend. So that's what we should have done. So we've missed our chance here. We've blundered again here. And then it's, you know, it's a little bit up and down in it, but we've just not found a way to convert and come up with that plan. So let's see what it was in the final position. So we're just repeating the moves here, of course, now. But in this position, yeah, I'm +4 better. King to c5. You're just going to keep knight checking, aren't you? Knight to b3 check, then king to b5, knight to a1, bishop to c5. Long lines. With a minute on the clock, it's very difficult to try and convert there. So it is what it is, but a good game at our level.